What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel here from the GeekSpeakNation channel, and we're here with a new setup and new, well, technically, reveal gameplay for Cyberpunk 2077. Oh boy, where do we begin with this gameplay? So for Gamescom, end of Gamescom, they Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red dropped about almost an hour's worth of gameplay for Cyberpunk 2077. Now, this is kind of the same gameplay demo that's been showing behind closed doors for press and guests and stuff like that ever since E3 of this year, so this summer. And I was a big part of that group of people who were just like, where is that new gameplay? It's been 5 years. The game's been in development for 5-6 years, however many years it's been, nearly half a decade. And, you know, we just really wanted to see something from the game besides the reveal trailer. I feel like the reveal trailer didn't really do this game justice as compared, well, the new reveal trailer, official trailer, didn't do good justice for the game as compared to the actual gameplay that we saw today. And even if they had just released screenshots, I personally would have been happy, because I know there was a whole bunch of hoopla going to boot, because I'm Canadian now, and just a whole uproar of people talking about, you know, why is the game in first person? We want the game in third person. We love The Witcher 3 and we want that the same way. And they kept saying, no, it's a more immersive experience. Trust us. But for months, it's hard to trust someone when after years they've been putting off showing you stuff because everything keeps getting pushed back and delayed, and all these things with development, and, you know, rumors of CD Projekt Red not doing a very good job at being able to manage their staff and all this stuff, and all these different allegations going on, but what's going on behind the scenes at CD Projekt Red. But nevertheless, this gameplay put a lot of that to bed. I think the number one thing that I took away from this, that the gameplay was definitely trying to get across, it was the reason why they picked first person. I truly think that, you know, I think that first person was a good choice. I think it's more immersive. I don't know about you guys, but something about it being in first person just made it more gripping. Even with the driving sections. Normally, I'm not a big fan of when games have driving in first person. I just prefer third. But in this game, it was just an entirely different atmosphere as compared to, like, when you look at gameplay later on inside of you know, this whole entire reveal and all this stuff. When you see the third person, you know, driving mechanics, it kind of takes you out a bit of it. You know, when they were driving on the highway to meet the Militech agent or personnel or what have you, it was not the same immersion. And I just thought of this image of my mind of just, you know, V running down the street or whatever, and doing it that way, of just her, you know, running in third person. And to me, it just did not fit already just from this gameplay that we had seen. But yeah, the number one thing, and the reason I bring that up is because that immersion stays throughout the entirety of the gameplay reveal that they have. I think this game it's insane to think that what we saw was just one quest of many other ones, that all the different outcomes and possibilities of how that quest plays out can affect your character, on top of all the other myriad of decisions that can be made that we don't even know about. I think this is pretty darn excellent. And the fact that it's open world is pretty insane. It makes me, like, God of War already, you know, it makes my PlayStation 4 sound like a jet engine. So I'm already scared of it's gonna, like, my PlayStation's gonna sound like a spaceship by the time Cyberpunk 2077 comes out, which I'm not too excited for. Might get it on PC now that I think about it. But yeah, this game graphically is freaking amazing. And the fact that this is going to be open world is okay. And they're making some really bold claims. They're making some really bold claims in the gameplay, talking about how this was going to be, you know, the most immersive open world ever made. And, you know, a lot of people make those, you know, claims and accusations. But nugget, yeah, I think they got a shot at They got a shot at that, which is pretty awesome. Man, I just absolutely love this gameplay. I love the world and how immersive it was. I know that it's based off the tabletop series and all this stuff and books, I believe. But I don't know that source material, and maybe just from playing this game alone, I will really want to get into the source material. I have enough on my plate of shows and stuff to catch up on right now, so I definitely won't be picking that up right now. As interesting and as awesome as this world seems, and watching interviews with the creator of it and all that stuff, I still think that, yeah, this world is just absolutely insane, and the world they're building is absolutely insane. I think the upgrade paths are going to be something really, really interesting that they'll be exploring later on in more gameplay. I think from the gameplay we've seen, I was kind of indifferent towards some of the guns we saw. I love the ricochet bullet thing and stuff like that, and the shotgun idea was pretty cool with the 2 different gauges and stuff. But the other gameplay branching paths I found much more interesting, as fluidity when it comes to classes, and fluidity like switching to the hacking class and engineering stuff and all that stuff is really, really interesting. And I see, normally I'm someone who prefers just full on close quarters melee combat in my games when it comes to RPGs, but I might consider a hacker in this one because it's so integral to this world, and I feel like it would open up even more gameplay options to be a high level hacker in this game, which is really awesome. But you need to be able to kick some butt, and so that's kind of the trade off. But it'll be interesting to see more of this fluidity of classes that they're talking about. If you can, if it's as switchable on the spot. I know people don't like it to be brought up, but I think of Mass Effect Andromeda. Ooh, yeah, I know it hurts, but I really enjoyed the fluidity of how they handled the classes in that game, and that was the only thing I really liked in that game. Everything else was kind of poopy. But nevertheless, yeah, I'm really excited to see how that's going to trickle down into gameplay and things of that nature. But man, this gameplay looked awesome. Oh my God, this gameplay looks so good. I'm really interested in the melee combat. I think the melee combat was definitely the one that piqued my interest. Like I was trying to say before, I feel like the gunplay was like, okay, seen it before. It looks really fluid. It looks really smooth. They did a really great job. But just gunplay to me is not something that really speaks to me, as compared to seeing her arms transform into what are those? I do not know, but I thought it was freaking awesome. I thought it was absolutely incredible. God, I loved it. And I thought it was just so cool to see those little spikes come out of her arm and her to be able to literally jump up on the wall and just stealth around and do it that way. I feel like that is a gameplay, way of gameplay that would speak more towards myself. And the fact that they're catering to that by having the different weapons and stuff like that is absolutely incredible. But looking at all this game ain't coming out anytime soon. It really isn't, because throughout the entire demo, they kept reiterating that this game is not finished. This game is not finished. They kept saying that over and over again, and it makes sense that they'd want to, because CD Projekt Red, when it came to Witcher 3, they faced so many comments of downgrade, and frankly, that's something that we as consumers are afraid of. Ever since with Watch Dogs being the real big thing when it came to downgrades that got everybody woke all of a sudden to the downgrading crisis when it comes to video games, is something that really piques our interest, and it makes sense that that's something they're worried about and criticism they don't want to bog down the game. But this game's definitely gonna have a long way to go. If this is the scale of just one quest, I can't imagine what the entirety of the game is going to encompass. It's going to be incredible if they keep up what they're doing now, and it only gets deeper and more expansive. But these are the guys who made The Witcher 3. So they got my hope, but I don't see this game coming out 2019. I really don't. I see this game coming 2020, possibly. Because, even in the gameplay that we're seeing, you see little spots of little pop-in textures and stuff like that. And, who knows how much work had to go in just to making this demo viewable. Would be really interesting and playable, because I know they played it in front of an audience, I believe, for E3 and stuff like that. Man, but it really makes me wonder why they didn't drop this footage for not Gamescom, for E3. I thought this would be a great showcase for E3. But apparently they didn't believe so, and they wanted to wait till Gamescom. Maybe it's because they wanted it to be more about the art itself and the artistry of creating a game and all the hard work that goes into it. And with E3, it becomes a little bit more of a showboat type of thing. Gamescom has historically been for developers themselves and for everybody to come together as kind of like the development family to show each other, hey, look at what I'm working on. I'm really excited. So it kind of makes sense that they kind of want to flex here a little bit and say like, look at what we're working on. So with that being said, yeah, I think this game's really exciting. I think the gameplay looks awesome. Didn't see Male V, the male version of our protagonist, but I think I'm more interested in the female version of the protagonist because I think her voice actress is really good thus far, and I enjoy that. It'll be interesting to see what customization options are available, and not to get on a tangent about it, but hopefully it looks like they'll actually have good natural hair for your playable characters, because I love Fallout games from time to time, but my God, I hate the customization, and I hate the way that they do skin pigmentation in some of these games, where it's just like, they're like, oh, well, either that person is of light skin complexion, or his skin looks like asphalt. There is no in between when it comes to our character customization. So that's something that's really annoying. But from what I see in the gameplay, it looks like there's going to be more options for that. It's just something I think about, just because I'm just like, okay, our hair does not look like that whenever I look at a game, and it just looks like two rocks on top of one another, or they just do the stereotypical, like, hey guys, let's just put some corn rolls in there. Not every black person wears corn rolls, everyone. But with that being said, guys, I'm really excited for the game, and I hope that they'll continue to show us that they're just giving us more options as time goes by. Personally, this is really all I need to see until they're closer to really talking about the release date and really talking about when they are going to drop this. Because besides that, I don't need anything else. I really don't need anything else from this game. I think I'm good personally, and I think I can just wait till they're closer to the release date before they stop dropping more content and getting people more excited. Because until then, I'm not trying to get rock-starred by a video game where they announce it way too early and stuff like that. And plus, they've already announced this game way too early and have gone through, redevelopment of this game and stuff like that. So with that being said, guys, what did you think of the Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay? I know it's crazy to say, but it's here. Let me know what you think about the gameplay in the comment sections down below. And also, while you're down there, guys, if you like my review of the footage and what we talked about here, and there's more things you want to go into detail on, don't forget to get on there and just keep commenting, and we can have an interaction about it. And also, while you're down there, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and become a part of the GeekSpeakNation. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm having so much fun with this mic. It's really awesome. And I hope that after recording this, the audio turned out really well. But yeah, I got a whole bunch of new gear and stuff like that, and lights and all this stuff, and I'm really excited to be testing out and pushing it and maybe moving into live streaming and things of that nature. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, all that jazz. I've been Daniel, and don't forget to get geeky.